we're going to go ahead and get started. And I appreciate you all coming here today. I know you are super busy. Once again, you're business owners. So I'm going to make this quick for this type of workshop. This could obviously be, as you will see, if we went through this and gave you all the details and everything, this could be a week or 2 weeks. But I'm going to wrap this up into try to be under 60 minutes and kind of hit the wave tops on the strategies that we've seen that work. Uh, so once again, for these things, what I recommend is you try to take some notes, but try to take the notes on what you think will help your shop here. And I'm trying to give you the strategies that I've seen it work for our business and for businesses that we've helped. If I haven't done it myself or seen it work, then I don't tell you. I'm not going to recommend anything that I have not personally seen work over time. So with that started, let's go ahead and kick it off. What are you going to learn today? We're going to talk about the keys for auto shop growth, right? There's a lot of keys, but these are, in my opinion, my expert opinion, based on about 5 years helping shops across the country, different types of shops, how to increase your car count in 2024. So once again, I'm going to tell you the keys. We're going to go through the steps. You're going to learn actionable things that you can do for your business today. And then at the very end, this isn't like a sales pitch, but at the very end, if you want help, then I'll tell you how to get that from me. So what I call this is the 5 keys for auto shop growth. We're going to go through these, and the idea is that you get more calls, more quotes, and more customers. Okay. Yes, of course, we want to go straight to appointments and people just pay us money. But the fact is, in order to increase your car count, you have to actually get people to call you or request a quote. Yes, there's people who come right in and do that, but for the most part, you got to do the steps to get to that point. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Using these strategies, we've seen people get a lot of phone calls, a lot of leads and quote requests. And it works for these different types of shops. I'm going to tell you that. So if you're in one of these types of shops, auto repair shops, auto body, collision, detailers, PDR, including hail. So if any of you do hail repair where it pops up across the country and you go and help those people, we have people that use this as well. So custom shops, hey, if you do like upgrades for wheels, vehicles, that's what I'm talking about, customs. But we've also seen stuff like outdoor kind of adventure type stuff, off-road trailers. I got an example for that here for you later. So that lumps it in there. So if you're just starting out, or if you've been in business for years, either one of these can help. The only real requirement is that you want to grow. So, and most of you will say, well, of course, everyone wants to grow. But the fact is, and you might be here as well, you might know that growth requires some challenges and changes, and it can be difficult. It's difficult for me at times. But in order to use these, you got to want to grow. Sometimes it's hard. Who is it not for? It's not really for car sales or dealers. So the strategies we're talking about can help those types of businesses, especially if you have the auto body, auto repair, detailing, all that stuff in your area. But for sales, it's not exactly the strategies that we would do, and we actually don't help those businesses. So there are some sales pieces that can help as far as like the off-road stuff and some of the other adventure stuff. Okay, so who am I and why should you really care? Well, the only really real reason why you should care is because of the experience we have with auto repair and these strategies actually working. The other stuff, yes, we're certified and that's great. But what matters to you is that we've been helping people and these strategies actually work. The picture you might be able to see are, my part of my background in the military, 21 years, and as a pilot, flew this cool helicopter back there and did stuff around the world. So obviously veteran business. Okay, so here's just a glimpse of some clients we've helped, some other industries as well, but our primary strategies now help auto type shops. All right, getting into it. So keys, we're talking about the keys to growth. And so for some of you, these might not be new. You might already know this stuff, but I'm going to give you, hopefully some of these steps will help you. The first 3 we're going to go through kind of fast. And the main keys to help you will be later on. But so key number 1, your online presence. What exactly is your online presence? Most of you probably know this, but it starts with your website, Google Business, and Facebook Business. Yes, there's a lot of other aspects out there like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and lots of other sites, but this is where you need to have in order to get get growth online. You can have your business. Maybe you may be in business for years. You know, traditional guys out there are just out there with a sign and they get business like that. But we're talking about growth online for 2024. So for your website, obviously this is the first impression that a customer gets when they come to look for you. If they already know you, they don't need that impression. They already know. But if they don't know you, we're talking about people who are cold audiences coming to look for you, and they're going to look at your website, kind of like if someone walks up to your shop and it looks bad or whatever, or if you're mobile, you show up, you want to have a good appearance. So this is your first impression. Here's a real quick example I want to give you. So which looks more professional? Who would you call, right? This is kind of rhetorical, but this is the first example. This is actually a Google Business website. It's a free site, and some of you might have it, and it's fine to start with, but here's the next one. So which one would you use? Obviously, we're all going to go with the second one, but it's the same guy, right? It's the same guy right here. This guy was in business for many years, and he helped people, and he's actually crushing it, doing Porsche repair and all that stuff. But here, obviously, if I don't know anything about you, I'm going to go with this site. I'm going to call you. We're going to talk about a few things for this. So quick tips to improve your website. I'm not here to tell you how to like create a website. That's a little bit different. But quick tips to improve your website. And this goes for anything across your online presence. You want the same name, address, and phone number, and you want to have those. This might be funny, but some people actually don't have their phone number listed. So when you want to go back and look at your website, make sure people can see that phone number all the time. Ask this question that I just asked you guys. When you go to your site, does it make you want to do business with you? Okay, imagine you're just now seeing your business for the first time. Does it make you say, "Oh yeah, I want to call this guy"? It's kind of hard to do when it's your own, but you got to kind of take that perspective and say, "Man, does this really like represent me well?" Then, does it show people what you do and how you help? Does it show you that, hey, I do auto repair, I do detailing, whatever. So make it easy to contact you, have a call to action button. And what I mean by that is when you first come to this site, look at this right here, whether it's on mobile, and that's the other piece, make sure it looks good on mobile. You know exactly, hey, this guy repairs German cars. He might, and if he does German cars, maybe he can fix my Ford. Here's how do I get in touch? I get an appointment. There's actually a phone number up here. I think we hid for that. But there's a phone number I can call, and in the real website, it tells you where he's at. So all those things get answered right away. So that's kind of the tips. Then you want the automated appointments. If you guys do appointments, some people don't, I know, and then it needs to work on mobile. So that's really quick. We could talk like all day about website stuff, but we're not going to go into it too much. Google My Business or Google Places. Hopefully all you guys have this. It's free, like I got up here in the right corner. But this is how people, if they pull up Google Maps and you're typing, hey, detailer or auto body shops near me or whatever, this is how it comes up. If you're in a populated area, like this example is Dallas, then it's going to be harder, but it's not impossible to get ranked. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. But if you look at this example, okay, auto body PDR, who actually stands out real quick? Obviously the guy with the 26 reviews, but there's not a lot of difference. You know, it's only 26. And if you guys have been in business for a year, then you probably have hundreds of people you've helped, even if you've helped your family. But if you've been in business many years, like honestly, some of these guys have been in business for 10, 20 years, but with no reviews. The key is to get to ask and to follow up to get reviews. And that's one of the major ways to improve on Google Business. So how do you improve on Google Business? Again, there's a whole classes on Google stuff, but I want to give you the real tips. And these, I guarantee, will help you if you do this right. Verify your name, address, and phone number. Make sure it's the same on your Facebook, your Google, your website. It's got to be the same everywhere. That means that it tells Google that you are the actual same business, and it helps you get promoted. Uh, Complete every section that's on there and use the keywords in that section. So on Google Business, it allows you to have like about us, services, products, all that stuff. Fill out everything you can. Okay. These all seem very obvious, but a lot of shops I've seen do not do this. Add a current picture of the shop, your services and clients. If you don't have them, then go out there and take a picture of it. If you're mobile, just take a picture of you or someone doing the work that represents your business. So if it's a detailer, take a picture of you like polishing a car. I mean, make it look cool. But if you have a phone, you have a professional camera right there. Add videos and add reviews. Always request reviews. You can get your link by going in your Google Business profile. In the settings, you can click that button. It says request review link. Send that to customers. You'll get reviews. I mean, I've seen guys get like 40 reviews within a few days, and it seriously helps. So that's Google Business right there. Okay. Next piece is Facebook Business. Once again, this is a free thing you can get. This is obviously kind of old example, but it's free. You need it. I'll give you the caveats here for Facebook business pages, but you want to go in here just like the Google business. You want to fill out every section that you can on Facebook business page. One piece that I don't mention on these tips is that make sure you guys aren't using a profile like a personal profile for your business page. What I mean by that is you do want your Facebook profile, but you also want to create a new page. If you're using like a fake profile, that's not good and that's not going to work. So you got to have that. Once again, verify all the information, complete all the sections, add the pictures. Here's one thing that can really, really help you. A lot of guys will take videos of their work, post it on Instagram, Facebook, but they'll just post the video with no titles. Well, in Facebook, if you go in, you have to do this on desktop, I believe. I don't think you can do it on mobile. You have to add a title and descriptions. You can add tags. What does that do? It actually makes your video be able to be found on search. So let's use, for example, I think we've got some detailers in here. So let's say you do detailing in like Baltimore, Maryland, right? So put Jim's Detailing, Baltimore, Maryland, detailing a BMW. So that's a description that will pop up in a search. Now your video will pop up in a search. It takes a little bit of time, but add those in there. Make sure you add two-factor authentication on your security settings. Otherwise, your account will get hacked. If you have a Facebook page, you've probably seen a lot of these stupid spam messages. So be careful not to open that. One more thing, Facebook page posts only get seen by about 5% of their followers. So if you have 100 followers, 5 people see it. Your page is mainly meant to show businesses that you're out there, show people that you're out there, and also to do ads. All right, that was a lot about Facebook, but so that's your basic online presence. We're going to move into the core piece of this presentation, and then it's to set you up for growth. So how do auto shops get customers? If you want to answer in there, you can, but how do auto shops get customers? And most shops that aren't advertising would say it's by word of mouth or referrals. Obviously, these are both things that you want, but it's not a strategy for growth. So we can't rely on referrals and word of mouth to get us to the next level. And so the next question would be, why do most small businesses fail? And I hate to say it, but they fail it because most people don't know about you. If people knew about you, most businesses honestly have good services or good products that people want, especially if you're on this call. People want your service, they want your product, but they don't know about you. So how are they going to find out about you? I'm going to tell you here in a second. And I've seen this actual excuse over the last few months, people who have stopped their business saying, oh, it's the market or inflation or the economy. If you're in a tiny, tiny community with, that's not very big, then that might be true. But for most people, It's just not true. People are spending money and they spend money, especially on cars. So the truth is they failed to advertise. They didn't tell people how to get their service. Okay, so what are most auto shops missing? We talked about this stuff on the left. Most shops do have a website, Google Business, Facebook, that can be improved, and hopefully you take those steps and do it. Most shops are missing these. They're missing Google ads, Facebook ads, and tracking and follow-up. And this right here is the core piece of your growth. I'm going to tell you how to do each one of these or what to do on each one of these here in a second. Okay, so let's talk about ad platforms. There's a lot of platforms out there, but these are the primary ones we're talking about. Facebook and Instagram is Facebook Ads Manager. Okay, it's the same platform. Facebook Ads goes across a ton of different places. Google Ads is primarily search. It's also YouTube, actually. But this is how people find you when they search for your shop. So if you got detailing or whatever, that's how people find you. YouTube, I mean, you guys know what YouTube is, but YouTube ads is basically videos that pop up when people are wasting time on their watching YouTube videos. You can do it for local area, and you can do it for keywords. So keywords will work as well. And I know this may be very technical for a lot of people, but I just wanted to share this with you so you have a little bit of background understanding. TikTok ads. Yes, TikTok is a massively growing platform. It's great for you to put your videos. A lot of you guys are doing the videos vertical, posting them on Instagram. These are great to go on TikTok and to get found. But as far as ads go, it's so new that it's not one that we recommend right away. So which ad platform works best for auto shops? Let's go into that. So these top three are the ones that I recommend for auto shops, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. But not just these three. The main piece is Facebook and Google ads. Okay. Yes, YouTube is good. But if you're just starting out or have a limited budget, which is most auto shops, then you want to focus on these two until you're ready for growth. So what is the key to lead gen? What we're talking about when we're talking about these ads, we're talking about lead generation. That means people who are going to call you or give you their name, email, phone number, and stuff about their car. So you need to have an automated system to get appointments. Obviously, we all just want appointments and people to pay us, but you have to call people back. One of the major issues is that, and you may have seen this with just personally, hey, I'm trying to call and get somebody do my fence or whatever, but no one calls me back. So you got to put yourself in their shoes. And with auto related items, people will go to the next person if you don't call them back. So call them back as soon as possible. Ideally within a few minutes. It's hard to do that, but as soon as possible, regardless. And you have to sell your service. So this is a key that people don't think about. Why do I need to sell my service? We're not talking about like a big sales pitch for like selling a car. What we're talking about is a basic script that says, hey, well, why do you need your car fixed, or why do you want detailing or whatever? It helps. People already want it. You just have to sell your service. So this again can be a whole class on selling, but you do have to promote yourself a little bit. Okay. So now we're on to Google Ads. And for Google Ads, I say this is key number 2. It kind of goes along with Facebook. It's a little bit of both, but this is how you get in front of your customers who are searching. So what shop should use Google Ads? I'm going to give you this list here, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a caveat. It can be any shops because almost every shop out there has people who are searching for your business. I can look right now, if you tell me your location and service, and tell you in about 10 minutes how many thousands of people. If you're in this list right here, there's likely thousands of people looking per month, sometimes 50 to 100,000, depending on your area. But that said, if you're just starting or have a limited budget, what I would say is the top 2, auto repair shops and auto body or collision shops, are the main ones to use Google Ads. Just because there's massive volume. If you get PDR and hail stuff, that's kind of a fuzzy area. If you're in a low density area, like a low population area, then you're going to want to go with Facebook. Detailers and custom shops. I know we got some detailers on here. So detailers just starting out, Facebook ads. I'm going to go into that here in a second. So how can Google Ads help your auto shop? Well, the main thing is, once again, we want phone calls and we want people requesting our service. So you want to get new customers who are searching online for your auto shop. If you guys aren't in that top tier, then really it's Facebook. But eventually, you're going to want to move into Google as well, because it gets in front of people who are searching. So you get leads, so people filling out your lead form, or people filling out from a landing page. Both of these are extremely effective for Google because people want your service. They're not just wasting time on Facebook, which we'll talk about here in a second. And phone calls. So phone calls are only going to work during business hours. You don't want people calling you at night. So that you're going to turn that off at night. But as far as these other two, you can get that any time of day. So one question is, people ask me a lot, how long does it take Google Ads to work? So the truth is they can work the same day. They can start working right away, but they need data to start working. So data is people clicking your ad and telling Facebook or telling Google that, hey, I want auto repair, I want detailing, I want whatever. And that's how Google works. So the ads need to be monitored and optimized. So they have to be you can't just put them up there and forget about them. You have to promote them, or you have to test and see what is working and go from there. So ideally, these ads will start working right away, but the truth is, it's going to take some months. It's going to take several months probably for it to get going really well, and then it just keeps going and going and going. So, but they're key to higher intent customers. So I want to show you an example of what a Google ad looks like. You're probably familiar with this, but uh, if you're looking up paintless, this is a paintless dent repair example. So on the over here on the screen, you can see uh, ideally this will, when people look for paintless dent repair in your area, but kind of substitute auto repair or detailing or auto body shops, stuff like that for this example. So this will pop up. You have these links and you have a phone number. All this stuff will pop up ideally if you have it set up right. So that's what's going to happen. Now, when someone clicks on this ad, it should come to a landing page. So a landing page is not just your website. A landing page is a specific page that looks like your site, but there's only one option or one or two options. One option is to give us your name, email, phone number, or to make a phone call. So that's what you want to ensure you do. If it's coming to your website, the problem is there's so many different options out there, and it's going to be confusing for people. So you got about us, gallery, all these different things. Those are all great for your website, but on the landing page, if you start doing that, if you start doing that as your Google ad, you're going to lose people. You really want to restrict them to these two things. So I know this is getting really technical, but I just want to share these kind of tips with you for when you're getting set. Okay. So the next key is Facebook ads. Let me take a real quick water. So Facebook ads are how you get in front of your customers on social media who are wasting time. Now, I know there are people who say, well, my customers on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, whatever. Yes, they might be, but we know for a fact, and I could look it up in a few minutes, how many people will fit your profile, fit your target demographic in your area. And the people who are on Facebook are the people who have money. So TikTok and stuff, yes, they do have money, all those platforms, but this is one that's kind of proven. What is Facebook advertising and what can it do? I don't know if you've ever seen this kind of graphic, and you may know these things already. But Facebook compared to traditional advertising. So we're talking about Facebook compared to billboards, radio, newspaper, TV. Some of those absolutely have their place, but the major problem is tracking. It's nearly impossible. It is impossible for me to track who saw my billboard or listened to my radio or TV or newspaper ad. It's not on Facebook. On Facebook, and actually, this is how most of you probably saw me, is on Facebook. I targeted you on Facebook, and you fit the target demographic who we're looking for, and to show you our services. So that's how, and we can do we or you can do the exact same thing in your area, especially local area. You can target these things and you can track people and retarget them. So we could go into this quite a bit, but I just wanted to give you that quick snapshot about that. The other thing is Facebook, cost-wise, is significantly cheaper than these other ones. You can turn ads on one day, turn them off, increase budget, decrease budget. Billboards, a lot of these things are long-term expensive contracts. Okay, so what auto shop should be using Facebook ads? Part of the answer is all of them, but if you're just starting out, it's really these right here: auto body detailers, PDR, hail, and customs. So we'd really have to go through each one of these to give you reasons why and talk about it. But I want to let me show you here. Okay, so the next thing is, how long does it take the Facebook ads to work? This is the key. This is the real question for a lot of people. You know, you want leads and you want sales fast. Well, Facebook, if it's done correctly, it can start working the same day or within a few days. This is the honest truth. If you're doing it right, you really, really should be getting leads pretty fast. So, and that's why we can test it, because there's so many people seeing it, and Facebook can test and see who's clicking, who's doing what, and knows how to adjust it. Whereas Google, it takes time to click and adjust. These can be checked really fast and get leads fast, but they do need to be monitored and tested. You can't just set it up and leave it, let it go. So how can it help your auto shop? The number one thing is leads. So we want leads from a lead form or messenger would be your primary two categories. You can also use landing pages, but you need to test it out on the first two first, because if it's not working there, it's not going to work on the landing page. There's different theory schools of thought, but this is what we see. You can also get phone calls, and you can also do local branding, which is a major key, major benefit for Facebook for your local area. I'll talk about that here in a second. Local branding, we're going to start with that. This is good for any shop. So for auto repair, generally speaking, I wouldn't recommend like lead generation, although we have done it. It just, you don't necessarily know who needs auto repair, but you can get your auto shop in front of people and with a video, pictures, and continuously show those at a very, very low cost. So these can be $1 a day for a video. So if you have one video, $30 a month, pretty low, right? Then you retarget those people. I'm going to show you an example here with these videos. Using Facebook, this business shows their videos to local area and massive brand awareness. So here's an example. You guys may know this business, very good business, but I kind of blocked out the name. But here in this person's shop, he shows his face. He has kind of a longer video. But if this, and this is an older example, but if he shows his face for 3 seconds, meaning people watch 3 seconds or click the video, click the link, then they're now on my list to see the rest of these videos. And I will force them to show the video to these other people, which means now they're seeing this face all the time. What happens when what happens to the brand when people see your face? They recognize you around town, especially if you're low town. But this right here, this business is in a highly populated area. We're talking 2 million people, but when he goes around town, people recognize him and they saw his video. So this can really, really help you out, especially if you're in a smaller area. You can just have low-cost videos going to get branding. Can also get sales, and I've seen it help sales as well. But Facebook leads is really what we focus on, and this is best for detailers, paintless dent repair, PDR, hail repair, which should also be PDR or auto body. Custom stuff can really help, and just auto body. So we're going to use lead forms. You want to use lead forms or messenger. Either one of those can work if you set it up correctly, uh, because it's super fast. And Messenger, Facebook is now kind of pushing people towards that because it keeps them on their platform. The same with the lead form. So we're getting this all on Facebook. The downside is it's super easy to get. Sometimes the lead quality isn't as great, but it will happen fast. So I know that that's a lot of information very fast. How much do leads cost on Facebook to get like this type of thing? They can cost as low as $3, $4, $5 per lead, but my recommendation would be $10 to $20 a day as a budget. Then you can go from there. We've got people spending hundreds a day. And then you can retarget videos to get leads as well. So I know we're going super, super fast here. But I want to touch these things and just explain the best strategies for you guys. Here's some examples just to show you what I'm talking about. This is a lead ad for auto body and PDR. They weren't spending a lot. This is a smaller area, so 23 a month. Here's another auto body, and this is in a month, so not too much. But if you realize that auto body leads can result in 3,000-4,000 plus in a job, then it's pretty good. For detailers, here's detailers, and this is actually very, very low cost. I wouldn't say this is common anymore, but it can be. Again, I would expect the lead cost in the $10 to $20 per lead range. But ideally, you're getting $200, $300, $400 per job, or much higher for ceramic coating type stuff. So here's some more. Again, if you're doing any kind of detailing, we're talking auto, truck, SUV, boat, RV, even airplane. Any of these things can work very well. Here's one when I mentioned the custom stuff. And you see these banners. These things can work, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. This is for I believe it's wheel coatings. So quite a lot of leads with a low cost. So this can work. Here's another leather seat upgrades. So these upgrades are thousands of dollars, but it's a super low cost per lead. So again, leads, you want leads to turn into customers. Not all leads will buy, but leads, you need a population of leads. You need a funnel of like a quantity of leads in order to get customers. Here's the trailer one I mentioned. This is kind of the sales piece. But this isn't really like car sales because with these you can put them on a credit card. It's not too much money, but it's highly targeted. So you can target people who are interested in this outdoor type stuff. And there may not be many people on this call who do that type of thing. But I did want to show that. Here's one auto repair example. Yes, it does work, but this business wanted to do stuff for oil changes. I wouldn't recommend it just because it can cost a lot per lead. And then oil changes, you're not making a lot. You're getting it on those residual values. Okay, so that is the top 3 strategies. And now those are to get leads, your first 3 strategies. The next 2 are to turn leads into customers. So we've been going for about 33 minutes. Hope you guys have been taking some notes and this has been helpful somewhat. So I'm going to get through this next part in a few more minutes, but let me show you this. The next piece is automated follow-up. Again, these are to turn those leads into customers. So ideally, when someone fills out your form, here's an example of a Facebook form. If you create this on Facebook, it does not automatically respond to them or automatically do anything. It just fills it out and goes into the Facebook world. You have to have a system that automatically replies to this, automatically sends you the data, and goes from there. So if you don't, it's going to be very difficult for it to work at all. So that's Facebook ads, landing pages as well. If you're doing Google ads or even Facebook with a landing page, you need this when people are giving you their information. And at this point, this is a little bit older, but you can have more complex inputs. So you want that to be automated. You want to have an automated response to this. And how do you do that? Well, here's something that we do. We use, and when someone fills out either of these forms, you can send them a text. Hey, you can ask them a question, or you can just send them a link to your scheduling, and then send a text to your sales team. That might just be you, and might be a few other people about that lead, because otherwise it's going to be hard to know what anyone did with that. Automatically send them an email as well. So email yourself if you want. You don't have to do that, but whatever works for your team, have a system to notify you about these leads and email the lead. So some people read email, some people don't, but you need to send the email just in case. It's kind of it's the standard of professional business is sending the email. So you get automated follow-ups, and we use these for Google ads, Facebook ads, and any other ads that involve getting leads. You would want to use this, but for the ones we recommend, obviously, and you want it to automatically respond on text, email, and you can actually send voicemail. So this is a little bit more advanced, and then automatically request reviews at the end after your job. This is going to be key for your Google business to be growing. All right, the next key is customer tracking. So you got all those. You got the first three keys that are getting your leads. You got the follow-up. Now you need a customer tracking. We do have a software that does this, but you can use any software that will work for you. The good thing is on this one, you have a dashboard, and ideally whatever system you're using should be a little bit more than paper and pencil or Excel spreadsheet. Ideally, you have some kind of software, some kind of system that shows where these leads at are in your funnel, in your tracking system, in your workflow. And then ideally in that system, you can also message and email leads. So otherwise, yes, you can do it on your phone, and most people do that, but having a system like this, it can go, it's seamless. It's seamless to go straight from the lead input workflow to, hey, your job is done. So customer tracking, you want to track leads and customers. And why do you want to do this? Well, if you're not tracking it, then you're not really focused on it. If you know that, hey, I got this many leads per month, but I don't even know what happened to them, I didn't call them back, then it's kind of a waste of time and money on the ad piece, right? So this is a whole series of steps that you need to implement. But a lot of these can come very fast and be pretty easy, pretty quick. So you want to set appointments, automatically respond on text and email, request reviews, and send out email offers. So maybe you got an offer once a month. Hey, get my detailing deal, or get my auto body coupon or something like that. So that kind of wraps up our call for today. This kind of wraps up the workshop. From my standpoint, these were the 5 keys for your auto shop growth, and we kind of went through this really, really fast. But what you need to do is go back and look at how this applies to your business. So how it applies to your business, where you're at in each one of those steps. So your online presence, check and see how your website's doing, your Facebook, your Google business. Do you even have those? If you do have them, then there's probably some optimizations, some pieces you can do to improve that. Google ads, see which one of those does it fall into for your business. Should you use Google ads, or should you use Facebook ads, or both? A lot of people do both. Once you get to a certain step, you're going to want to use both. Do you have the follow-up set up? Do you have customer tracking? So that is the thing for the workshop here. The next steps would be, well, you can implement these on your own. And that certainly takes time and an opportunity cost to learn it. But my goal here was to help any shop with their growth, or you can get our help to grow a little bit faster. So that's certainly up to you. And we do have packages that can help every single business. So if you do want to see how we could possibly help you, the best thing to do is schedule a call, because we really need to see where your business is at, what your goals are, to see which one of those steps need to be worked on or improved and where to go from there. So learn about your business and provide options for you. So option one is schedule a call. You can go to autoshopmarketingpros.com/schedule. I think you all should probably have the link in your email and text, or give me a call and we can schedule that, or just talk on the phone right there. The second option is if you don't want to talk about how we could help you personally, you can also see our course. We got a course that kind of goes into each one of these steps separately, and it kind of helps you um, set up some of these systems. We didn't talk about all the places you need to set up for your online presence, just your basic stuff, but this course kind of goes through that with you as well. So once again, that kind of wraps up everything for the 5 keys for auto shop growth. And at this point, that is the workshop